The vault door shuts with a heavy metallic click, sealing away not just jewels, but centuries of memory. And in that silence, one truth remains. Objects don't lie. The vault remembers. It did not begin with headlines or flashing cameras. It began with something ordinary, something almost invisible. A folder. A thin file, placed among palace papers, waiting to be opened. Inside were photographs, time-stamped, undeniable. They revealed Queen Camilla far from Buckingham, not in solitude as she had claimed, but at Windsor, sharing wine, private laughter, and embraces with Edward Langley, a man once trusted within royal service. These were not rumors. These were not whispers. This was evidence. But the folder carried more than pictures. It carried vault logs, records of override codes that should have been extinct for over a decade. Yet somehow they had opened the royal heirloom vault, and when the vault was checked, Diana's treasures were missing. The Spencer choker, the pearl earrings, priceless not for their market value, but for what they meant, for the memory of Diana, for the promise to her children, for the soul of the crown. For Charles, the folder was no longer just paper. It was a mirror, and in that mirror, he saw not just betrayal of love, but a threat to history itself. If you care about royal life beyond headlines, stay with me. Buckingham Palace woke as it always did, calm, deliberate, timeless. But amid the routine, one discovery pulled the palace into turmoil. The folder revealed more than photographs. It showed logs, each marked with times, dates, and codes that no longer should have worked. Yet on those days, the vault was opened. And on those days, heirlooms vanished. At first, Charles wanted to dismiss it. A mistake, perhaps, a clerical error. But every line of evidence spoke the same language. Camilla was there, and the jewels were gone. The Spencer choker, the pearl earrings gifted to Diana in 1986. Objects tied not only to fashion, but to memory, planned to be passed to Princess Charlotte as inheritance decades from now. The evidence gained a sharper edge days later. At a luncheon for Charlotte's charity milestone, Catherine noticed Camilla's daughter Laura seated near the window. The light struck her earrings, pearls with diamond caps, shimmering with familiarity. Catherine knew them instantly. They were Diana's. She requested the royal archive. The records were clear. These earrings belonged to Diana, recorded and locked in the vault until Charlotte's 18th birthday. Now they hung from ears with no rightful claim. Catherine's voice was calm, but her words cut deeper than steel. "Where did you get those earrings?" The room froze. Laughter stopped, and in that silence, the vault itself seemed to answer. The vault remembers. July 1st, 2025. The palace appeared tranquil, but behind the doors of the Blue Room, a confrontation unfolded unlike any in royal history. Charles summoned Camilla without warning. No courtiers, no advisors, only two people, and the silence that filled the room like judgment. On the table before him lay folders, not gossip columns, not speculation, evidence. Charles opened the first file, sliding the photographs across polished wood. Camilla's face paled as she saw herself captured in private moments. She stumbled for words. A health retreat, an old friend, misunderstandings. But the timestamps told another story. Every embrace, every smile was recorded in black and white. Charles did not raise his voice. He let silence weigh heavier than accusations. Then came the second file. Vault logs, dates, times, override codes. Jewels missing, Diana's jewels. His voice was calm, almost sorrowful. "Where is the trunk?" Camilla trembled. Tears welled. but no words came. Charles leaned forward, not in anger, but in grief. He reminded her that Diana's memory still lived in every corridor, in every photograph, in the hearts of the people. To violate that memory was to wound the crown itself. The silence grew unbearable. Camilla cried, but her silence became her confession, because here words were unnecessary. The folders spoke, the vault spoke. Objects don't lie, and the vault remembers. July 3rd, 2025. The palace grounds were calm, tourists taking photographs, guards keeping rhythm. But deep inside, 5 figures gathered around a mahogany table. King Charles, Prince William, Princess Catherine, Princess Anne, a single trusted advisor. On the table, photographs, vault records, gem reports. The evidence screamed from every page. Anne spoke first, her voice trembling with restrained fury. "This is not scandal. This is desecration. Our mother's memory has been looted. It cannot stand." William sat in silence, his jaw clenched, until finally he whispered, "We cannot undo what is lost. We can only protect what remains." Catherine slid forward a new ledger, an updated vault inventory, every jewel listed, every theft marked in red. Her silence was more powerful than speeches. Finally, Charles spoke, his tone steady, regal, unshaken. Camilla's access revoked. Vault codes changed before midnight. Security detail reassigned. Duties suspended. Her name removed from councils and programs. No ceremony, no press release. Only verdict. The council ended as it began, in silence. But that silence carried the weight of centuries, for the monarchy had spoken not through spectacle, but through restraint. And in that silence, the truth resounded. Silence is a verdict. What makes betrayal unforgettable is not only the act itself, but the desecration of symbols. The jewels were never ornaments. They were fragments of Diana's life, relics of a woman who still lingers in every memory of the nation. When they vanished, it was not theft alone. It was erasure, an attempt to wear memory as if it could be stolen. But objects carry a truth words cannot disguise. Rumors fade, excuses crumble. But jewels remember. The vault remembers. Camilla sought possession, as if ownership could grant legitimacy. But possession without honor corrupts. Catherine understood differently. She did not claim Diana's legacy. She guarded it. She became custodian, steward, protector. That is why her silence carried authority. That is why the public trusted her. For Charles, the wound was cruel. A husband may endure betrayal, but a king cannot endure the violation of memory. Crowns survive heartbreak. They cannot survive desecration. And so the council's verdict was silent, because sometimes silence is louder than words, heavier than judgment itself. Objects don't lie. The vault remembers. The vault door closed once again, and with it, a queen consort's fate was sealed. No headlines, no proclamations, just absence. Camilla's exile unfolded quietly, codes revoked, duties erased, her name deleted from programs. One day she was within the palace, the next she was gone. That is how betrayal ends in Windsor, not with spectacle, but with silence. Yet, as Camilla faded, Catherine rose. Not because she demanded it, not because she wore Diana's jewels, but because she protected them. She became custodian of memory, the silent guardian of legacy. To the public, this was more than scandal. It was closure, justice delayed, but finally delivered, not only for Diana, but for all who adored her. This is the weight of royal life, not crowns, not ceremonies, memory, who guards it, and who betrays it. Camilla's fall is a warning. Catherine's rise is a promise. And the vault remembers everything. If you believe in protecting royal life beyond scandal, like this video, subscribe to the Royal Elite and share it with those who value history. Now tell me, are jewels just ornaments? Or do they carry the moral weight of memory itself?